One family controls $120 billion. Their mansion has 168 car spaces, 3 helipads, and indoor snowfall. The wife casually wears $60 million necklaces to breakfast. But wait, they even paid Rihanna $5 million just to perform at a PR wedding party. Then the actual wedding? $1 billion. This is the incredible Ambani family, Asia's richest. The Ambani dynasty's insane wealth, you know that feeling when you see someone's house and think you've finally witnessed the nicest thing you'll ever see in your entire life. Forget it, because I'm about to show you something that makes every mansion you've ever heard of look like a college dorm room. Somewhere in Mumbai, there's a building so expensive and so impossibly luxurious that it doesn't just stand out on its street. It changes the definition of what a house can be. This building belongs to one man and his family, the Ambani dynasty, who control what might be the most powerful business empire in all of Asia. We're talking about a guy named Mukesh Ambani, whose personal net worth sits somewhere around $90 to $120 billion. That's not just rich. That's operating in a completely different universe of wealth. To put that in perspective, his fortune is larger than the entire GDP of most countries combined, and it's more money than any single human being could actually spend across 1,000 lifetimes. Here's the weird part, though. Most people have never even heard of him. His name isn't on hotels. It's not on sports teams that the whole world watches every weekend. You won't see his face on billboards or in superhero movies. He's not trying to become famous. He's just obscenely wealthy, and what he does with that money is absolutely insane. Let me take you inside his world. Mukesh Ambani runs Reliance Industries, and describing this company as simply large doesn't do it justice. Reliance controls everything you can imagine: oil, petrochemicals, India's biggest telecom network called Jio, which has over 500 million subscribers, massive retail operations, media networks, and financial services. This isn't a company in the traditional sense. It's an empire within a country, and one man controls it all. His personal stake in Reliance? About 42%. This means when Reliance's stock price goes up by just 1%, Mukesh makes billions of dollars instantly. When it goes down, he loses billions just as fast. Most of his wealth isn't sitting in bank accounts where he can access it. It's locked up in stock holdings, which means it's essentially impossible for him to ever actually spend all of it. But that hasn't stopped him from trying. Mukesh inherited this empire from his father, Dhirubhai Ambani, who founded the company back in 1966, starting with nothing but textiles. Dhirubhai had a vision, though, and he scaled the company relentlessly, diversify across industries until it became a conglomerate that would eventually dominate Indian business. When Dhirubhai died in 2002, something broke inside the family. He left no will, and his 2 sons, Mukesh and his younger brother Anil, went to war over control of the empire. We're talking public press conferences, court battles, defamation suits, and a rivalry that would dominate headlines for decades. Their mother, Kokilaba Ambani, finally stepped in and brokered a deal in 2005, where she split the empire between them. Mukesh got the profitable half, refining and petrochemicals. Anil got the other half, telecom and finance. It turned out to be the most consequential business decision in modern Indian history, because Mukesh's half exploded in value, while Anil's half collapsed. Mukesh built the world's largest oil refining complex, launched Jio as a disruptor in Indian telecom, with cheap data that revolutionized the industry, and made money in ways that seemed almost impossible. Meanwhile, Anil's empire struggled with mounting debt, asset freezes, and regulatory investigations. Today, the entire Ambani family wealth is estimated at around $105 billion, which makes them the richest family in all of Asia. They're ranked number 1 without any competition. They're the only Indian family in the top 10 richest families globally, and honestly, it's not even close. And here's what really blows my mind. Most of them live in one single building. His wife is Nita Ambani, who runs a Reliance Foundation and oversees the family's work in culture, education, and sports. His 3 children, Akash, Isha, and Anant, have all been given significant leadership roles in different branches of the business. Akash handles Jio, Isha oversees retail and financial services, Anant manages new energy initiatives and wildlife conservation. It's a family business in the truest sense, except it's a family business that controls billions of dollars and influences the entire Indian economy. So where does a family like this actually live? The answer is so absurd that I genuinely thought was a joke when I first heard about it. There's a street in Mumbai called Altamount Road, and it's been nicknamed Billionaire's Row because the richest people in India live there. We're talking billionaire after billionaire, mansion after mansion. Each one trying to outdo the other in terms of pure luxury and scale. But even on a street full of billionaires, Mukesh Ambani's house makes all the others look absolutely pedestrian. It's called Antilia, and it's not a mansion in any traditional sense of the word. It's 27 stories tall, reaching a height of 173 meters into the sky, which is roughly equivalent to a massive skyscraper. The entire building spans 400,000 square feet of pure luxury. To give you scale on that, it's not just a house, it's literally a functioning skyscraper, except at a completely private residence designed for one single family. The building costs somewhere between $1 to $2 billion to build, and some current estimates value it at $4.6 billion. In a country where the average person makes just a few $1,000s per year, there's a building worth $4.6 billion sitting on a street dedicated to the ultra-wealthy. Let that sink in for a second. The architecture itself is stunning and excessive. Designed by Perkins and Will and Hirsch Bedner Associates, two of the world's most elite architectural firms. The building uses lotus and sun motifs throughout its entire design. And here's the thing, no two floors in Antilia are the same. Each level is completely unique in terms of materials, layout, and design. Crystals, marble, mother of pearl, everything screams that there was literally unlimited money available to build this place. The amenities inside this building are ridiculous beyond description. There's a garage that spans 6 entire floors, and this isn't a normal garage where you just park your car and walk away. This parking structure is designed to hold 168 cars, 168 vehicles. There's also a dedicated service station built inside the building, so the family can maintain their entire fleet without ever leaving home. Imagine needing your car serviced and just pressing an elevator button to drive down to an in-house maintenance facility. Inside Antilia, there's a 50-seat private theater where the family can watch movies whenever they want. Mukesh reportedly watches multiple Bollywood films every single week in this theater. Can you even imagine that? A personal movie theater inside your house where you can watch films at any time of day or night without dealing with other people. There's a ballroom for hosting events, a full spa, a dedicated yoga studio, a complete health center, an ice cream parlor that's probably more luxurious than regular restaurants. There are multi-level terrace gardens that were inspired by the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, complete with swimming pools and a private temple for Hindu rituals and family prayers. And then there's something called the Snow Room. Yes, you read that correctly. In a city that's located in the tropics, where it's hot year-round, there's literally a room inside this mansion that produces artificial snowflakes. The snow falls from the ceiling as a visual and sensory experience. It exists purely for the aesthetic and experiential value of being in snow without ever actually leaving the building. On the roof of this mansion, there are 3 helipads, so the family can have helicopters land directly on their house whenever they want to travel. Though, to be fair, some reports indicate that the operational approvals for these helipads are still pending, which means they might look impressive but aren't always functional. The engineering is absolutely incredible. The entire building is designed to withstand earthquakes up to magnitude 8 on the Richter scale. The infrastructure inside includes 9 high-speed elevators, and the staff required just to keep this one building running numbers around 600 full-time employees. 600 people work inside this house every single day just to maintain it and keep it operating. Here's where it gets interesting, though. The family actually delayed moving into their new home for several years because of Vastu concerns. Vastu is an ancient Indian architectural philosophy that focuses on aligning buildings with natural elements and cosmic principles to create harmony and prosperity. So, even though they'd spent $1 to $2 billion building this enormous structure, they wouldn't actually move in until the timing was right, according to Vastu principles. They performed pujas, Hindu rituals and blessings, before finally occupying the building. That creates a fascinating paradox. You can spend billions of dollars on the most advanced building in the world, but your spiritual beliefs still matter more than the money itself. You build a snow room that probably costs millions, but you're willing to wait years for the right astrological moment to live in the building. It's a strange duality between extreme material excess and deep spiritual conviction. But this is where the story takes a darker turn. Antilia sits on Altamount Road, which is Billionaire's Row, but also surrounded by some of the poorest neighborhoods in all of Mumbai. On one side of the street, you have this 27-story mansion with a snow room and 3 helicopter pads. On the other side of the street, you have actual slums where families live in corrugated metal shacks with no running water or electricity. When Antilia was completed, people throughout India freaked out. Specifically, Ratan Tata, one of India's most respected and beloved business leaders, made public comments about the stark contrast between this billion-dollar mansion and the surrounding poverty. He essentially called out the Ambani family for displaying this much wealth so ostentatiously, and so many people were literally struggling to survive. It sparked a national conversation about inequality, about empathy, about whether displaying this kind of wealth in a poor country is tone deaf or just a natural result of capitalism. The Ambani family didn't apologize. They didn't scale back their displays of wealth. Instead, Antilia became a symbol of everything India's wealth inequality represents. One family's incomprehensible luxury, sitting directly adjacent to poverty and desperation. The Ambani family's journey is far more than a story of incredible wealth. It's a story of vision, ambition, innovation, and building a legacy that has transformed industries across India and beyond. From Dhirubhai Ambani's humble beginnings to Mukesh Ambani, leading one of the world's largest business empires, their influence continues to shape the future of technology, energy, retail, and global business. If you enjoyed this exclusive look inside the life of Asia's richest family, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the lifestyles of the world's richest billionaires, royal families, luxury estates, supercars, private jets, and untold success stories. Which billionaire family should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one of them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.